Welcome everyone to another episode of Starmade. Ooh guys, in today's episode we're gonna continue with the automatic crafting system, with the factory just a little bit. Now that I know more about it, I figured out a few things, and today we want to go a little bit more complex to also be able to construct every block in the game. Theoretically, we can already do it, but there are some blocks that require a lot of steps in between, and we will have to set up a system for that. Also, I don't want them to produce the stuff all the time, so we might want to install some kind of an activation system depending on which blocks we really need, so we can activate and deactivate them. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So just bear with me, one more episode on the planet, on the factory, and the next time we finally gonna continue on the mothership. I'm already producing wedges like a crazy madman. You might hear it in my voice just a tiny little bit. I have been ill the past few days, but I'm doing fine. It's just you can still hear it a little bit. So let's see what we actually figured out in the previous episode. If you remember, we have our ore refinery right there, our micro assembler, and one of the macro assemblers. Right now this guy isn't set to anything, but I actually want it to produce a bunch of wedges while we are working on the project. Now in the comment section someone pointed out that these guys might be able to be enhanced with some factory enhancers, or maybe there's some assembler enhancers or stuff like that, so we can make them more efficient. We should totally consider that for stuff like wedges. But also there are a few products that we want to be able to assemble whenever we need them, because we might run out of them and not be able to make it to a shop. For instance, I was missing a ship core and I was kind of stuck on my planet, but due to the macro assembler I was able to make myself another ship core. Easy as that. So we should probably start with the ship core. So let's go ahead and install another macro assembler. Let's install one right there, which isn't connected to anything right now. And what we want to have a look at is what it actually takes to produce a ship core. So we're gonna have a look at the graph, and we can see that we have to produce the metal grill first. The circuit and the metal mesh can be produced in the microassembler, so we've taken care of that, but the metal grill is a step that we'll have to take in between. So let's actually set that to a metal grill. Now it might be a good idea to leave this guy at metal grills, because metal grills might be used in other recipes as well. So we could have a row of not the most basic components, but components that are made of the basic components and that are used in other recipes further up the chain. But we'll have to see how that actually will work design-wise. Nevertheless, in this thing we are gonna produce the metal grills. Let's actually go ahead and have a look into this one, check out what it takes to make an activation block. Oh geez, might be easier to just buy that for the time being. So we're just gonna remove this recipe again. So let's select this guy and connect it up with the micro assembler. There we go. And we should be producing metal grills. So while it's doing that, why don't we go ahead, head outside of here, and we're gonna actually make a ship core, fly to one of the shops, and we're gonna buy ourselves a few more things that we might need. Hello, mothership! The shop is right there. And what did we need? Oh, since we're at it, let's also buy the factory enhancers. How many do we want to buy? Let's just buy a few of those. And oh, my credits are actually lower because I died in the lava in my factory. How ironic. I knew this was gonna happen eventually. So we're gonna buy 300. Oh, it only has 164. So that's what we're gonna buy. So let's have a look into the logic section. We're gonna buy, I don't know, just a few of those guys. We might need NOT signals, we might need AND signals, we might need OR signals, not likely. We might need delays, and we don't need a trigger, and we don't need anything else. Okay, so that should be good. So let's quickly head back and check out what we can come up with. Right, so I tried in a few ways to actually hook this guy up and deactivate it, activate it, hook it up the other way, but it kind of doesn't seem to work, at least not yet. I cannot stop it from producing more stuff. It's just gonna continue, or is it not? Or did we run out of materials? We actually ran out of materials, I believe. We cannot produce any more metal meshes. Yeah, looks like we're also up for a mining mission today. That unfortunately means I cannot really showcase you what I meant, but this activation block doesn't communicate with the macro assembler just yet. We cannot stop it from producing materials, which is in certain cases not what you actually want. You want it to stop at a certain ratio, I guess. So let's deactivate it for the time being. This is going to be our metal grill slot. For now, we're going to remove the other slot. And then I would say at least one more block up. We're going to have another macro assembler. And this guy is going to be responsible for producing the ship cores themselves. So that should be good. We have metal grids and we also have crystal circuits in the chain. So let's select that and hook it up to this guy and see what happens. Yeah, it produced the ship core. It actually did it. We're going to actually grab one ship core for ourselves. We're going to stop the production. Well, so now that I think about it, maybe we can install some kind of system to identify which assembler is for which product. We could do this kind of hidden behind everything, or we could do it in front. That might also be an idea, or we do it in between. Unfortunately, I cannot place a ship core, but it kind of looks like a power module, so maybe we place the power module right there. It does actually not look anything like the power module, but what am I gonna do? Cannot place a ship core. Yeah, I'm not sure. That might be a little bit too colorful. I might want to have it hidden actually behind a wall. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna remove this guy and crap. I will have to pick them up again. And we're gonna go up 3 blocks before we have our next macro assembler. Gonna have to get out of build mode and crap, I'm trapped. No! Let me out! I died. I'm gonna have to fix this. Oh no, not again! I see you back at the planet. Since we are already out here and lacking in materials, I think we should go back into our harvester and do some more work. Pick this ship core up and we'll have to find the entrance, enter ship core, and yeah, I guess we're gonna take apart a bunch of asteroids, so enjoy the time lapse.
First began with lots of doubt, had me thinking what the why is about. Oh, I've been chasing, tried embracing, sometimes it's raining, need vocational training. Oh, holy shit, I haven't expected it. The game is on now. I milked the cow, oh, holy shit, I haven't expected it. The game is on now. Milk the cow. It's getting crowded, I can't comprehend. In the thousands, it starts to blend. I feel a need to thank you, oh, oh yes indeed. Hell yeah, 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 hell yeah. Oh, holy shit, I haven't expected it. The game is on now. Milk the cow, oh, holy shit, I haven't expected it. The game is on now. Milk the cow, wow, wow.
Well guys, back we are, you've seen it, we've collected a bunch of materials which we are gonna throw in here right away. 40,000 cinnabar, a bunch of lucra, vertakene ore, bastin shard, so much stuff. Look at all this good stuff. Even Varys, which I believe I didn't have before. Now the question that raises for me, for some recipes we actually need capsules. So is it a good thing to let the microassembler just continue forever, or should we stop this guy eventually? Otherwise it might use up materials which we can use for other recipes, which would be horrible. But nevertheless we are able to produce ship cores in this station. Right now it isn't connected to it, which is fine. Okay, let's see, what is the next typical basic component we could put into the production chain? For that, let's make something complicated like an enhancer. For instance, the refinery enhancer. Oh, that's actually not too bad. That is not a complex recipe. Let's do something else, like a docking module. That must be complicated. Holy cow, I didn't mean this complicated. But look at this. We need, for instance, ramid capsules. So let's see if ramid capsules are actually being used in here. Okay, it doesn't look like it. So it is actually produced in the refinery but not used up by the microassembler. So it might be programmed in a way that you don't use the capsules for the basic components when they are required in other recipes. That's what I'm kind of hoping for here. Okay, let's see. So we need a lot of those basic components plus the ramid capsules, which I'm sure we can provide by now. We have also this kind of capsule, and we need a ramid imbued circuit. Okay, so from the looks of it, these are more basic components that reoccur in other recipes. But look at this crafting tree. This is kind of insane, isn't it? So let's see what we need for the ramid imbued circuit. Let's pop that up. Ramid imbued circuit. Okay, let's check it out. We need only a capsule and a crystal circuit. So this is probably the next thing in the chain right here. Let's see if we are able to produce it. We're gonna do that. Ramid imbued circuit. We are gonna select it and hook it up with this guy. No, we're producing crystal circuits. That is an issue. Do we not have any ramid capsules? Let's see. Ramid. It is a shard, the ramid shard, which I guess is probably one of the only shards we don't have. Of course, that's just my luck. So let's go with a different basic component, not the ramid imbued circuit. So we're not going to produce a docking module anytime soon. Let's see, what do we need a lot of? We need a lot of salvage cannons, right? So let's see what the salvage module requires. We're going to need 2 metal meshes, crystal circuit. So it seems like the charged crystal circuit might be the next thing we want to go for. Crystal circuit and metal mesh. Yeah, we can make the charged crystal circuit right here. That's probably the best thing we can do. Charged crystal circuit, there we go. Charged crystal circuits! We are actually getting charged crystal circuits. Great. Okay, so now that we have that in the production line, we might want to make some more metal grills as well. What else do we need? So the salvage module is going to go right on top of these guys, but we have to connect like both of them. Let's get rid of this for the time being. I'm gonna build a little tower right here and place this guy right there. Okay, you are going to produce salvage modules. You're gonna take the components from this guy and from this guy. Let's check it out. Yay! It works! Oh guys, we can produce everything in the game if we kind of follow this pattern. But there's just one more issue I'm concerned about. Let's change this production to ship core again. So my concern is that we cannot stop it. I kind of want to be able to be the master of this all. And I believe even with an activation module, we cannot really, well, we can hook it up, but we cannot really stop it from producing anything. And I cannot hook it up the other way around. So if we, for instance, selected this guy, I cannot connect it to the activation module. So it's not the order of activation. I hope that is something that's going to be implemented so that we can actually decide rather than changing the recipe. Maybe I'm missing something and I'm being totally stupid here. So ship cores 11, that's gonna be enough for a long time. And stop this production and let's check out what the next basic component could be. So we're gonna need thrusters, right? Hyperflux coil thrusters, they require those basic components, charged circuits. So we can already make the hyperflux coil thrusters as well. So why don't we go ahead and place another macro assembler right here. Once we progress with the factory, I might take myself the liberty of rearranging things a little bit also off camera, because I really want a nice pattern going on with all of these things. We're gonna have thrusters. Select this guy and hook it up to both of these guys. And you see, I don't want to have it all just in a chaotic way. I kind of want to have it set up niftily. Maybe we can even make something three-dimensional. I don't know. But there we go. We should have a bunch. No, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Do we not? Oh, we don't have any more metal grills, and that is kind of an issue. Well, they're gonna grab the materials that are in the system already, so that is kind of okay, but how will we ever remember what we want to produce in which machine? Yeah, we kind of need to have a system to mark them, so that we know what we are supposed to produce. So that's basically what I'm probably gonna do for a lot of recipes, also off camera in between this and the next episode. Just gonna produce a bunch of blocks that we need on a daily basis to build our ships, etc. But I also want to have more freedom with my hull usage, so why don't we have a look at, for instance, white hull? What does it require? It requires a Dolem capsule, so that is interesting. So we could have a different system right here, like for each of the different colors, so that we can produce all the hulls necessary and are not restricted to black and gray all the time. So this guy's gonna produce the white hull, and the only thing we have to do is theoretically hook it up to this guy, right? Yeah, you see, this might be a little issue design-wise, though it might also look cool in some way. Maybe the red hull is something else we should produce right here. Cinnabar capsules. Okay, that makes sense. So let's select this guy and connect it up as well. Is this guy producing? Please produce a white hull. But this guy is producing the red hull without any issues. So maybe we are missing the products that we need. Maybe we don't have any Dolem capsules. Yeah, I guess we don't. Anyways, guys, I've now been playing around enough with the factory. Everything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably do off camera from now on. You get the basic principle, the basic gist. If there is something really great to show you, I will do so. But otherwise, we will continue with the mothership the next time, which has disappeared from the looks of it. No, there we go, there it is. Woo! And we're hopefully gonna make a lot of progress in the next episode, so you can look forward to that. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it was less of a building type one, more of a rambling and figuring stuff out one. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave your suggestions as usual. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you the next time. Bye bye.